Okay, welcome to another video. I just came from the hardware store where I was buying a tool, a power tool that I definitely don't need, but I definitely wanted. Got one of these DeWalt gyroscopic cordless screwdrivers for doing stuff around the house. It's the kind that automatically detects which direction you're trying to twist, and then has adjustable power based on how far you turn it. So thought it looked pretty cool. Picked one up. It was 90 bucks, kind of expensive, but we'll see how it goes. So I just got the TRD exhaust and I spent yesterday afternoon putting it on. It's pretty this guy's dressed crazy. It's pretty great. You know, for those of you who don't know, the TRD exhausts are known for being quieter than most. I guess it's not really an aftermarket exhaust. It's, you know, it's a Toyota part, but compared to the aftermarket ones, it's a lot quieter and a little deeper than stock. And the thing about this particular exhaust is it doesn't really sound much different when there's no load on the engine. So when you're doing a cold start or just starting it or just driving around like this, you can't really hear it, which is great. So there's no drone. You know, it doesn't drone when you're driving it, and it doesn't attract a lot of attention, which is what I want generally out of an exhaust. Turn left here. I am east of the 405, which I do not usually go to these parts. Yeah, so it doesn't drone when you're driving it, and so far I found that to be true. So it's perfect for my needs, which is, you know, let the supercharger breathe a little easier, give it a nicer sound when it's under load, so it sounds like an actual truck instead of a Toyota Camry. Nothing wrong with Camrys, but that's a different type of vehicle. See, that one drones. That's annoying. Not only annoying to everyone around you, but to the driver also, which is the most important part. Because honestly, I don't really care what other people think, but if my own car is annoying me, then that's probably not good. So you can probably hear that I'm just getting on the gas a little right now. Right when it hits about 2,500, 3,000 RPMs, it starts to wake up a little bit, and combined with the supercharger line, that's perfect for what I wanted out of this truck. The install was pretty simple. My truck is lifted 2.5 inches, so I could just get under there. I don't even own one of those dollies. I just put some cardboard down and slid under the truck. There's a couple of 14mm bolts, spring bolts, on the Y pipe that connects to the catback, and then I ordered some 17mm bolts, slightly better grade hardware than the stock stuff from Rock Auto, and I installed those. Those were no problem. My exhaust wasn't rusted or anything like that, so it came out pretty easy with the impact. And then the 17s just zipped right in. The nuts on the Y pipe are captive. I think they're welded in. I was concerned that the new bolts wouldn't fit, but they do fit. And installed with no problem. So I've got nice new hardware upgrade, as well as the exhaust itself. One thing you got to be careful about is the little U-shaped kink in the exhaust pipe. It's kind of a pain to get out with the stock unit. You got to watch out for the brake lines and stuff. I actually nicked one of my hard brake lines, so I got to get that replaced in the near future. It wasn't too bad, but it just bothers me that that I nicked it, which is never good. So yeah, other than that, the exhaust is a lot lighter than the stock unit. you know, just carrying it around, I would say it's about 20 pounds lighter. The stock unit, I mean, the muffler is probably twice as big as the TRD. The stock one is like this big, I'll put a picture in the video too, but the stock one is like this big oval shaped canister, and then the TRD unit is like a nice cylinder that's a lot smaller and lighter. The TRD has like a nice little chromed out. It's, you know, it's more than a tip. It's my stock one had like a chrome tip, which was like bolt on. It was bolted on to the tailpipe, but the TRD unit has like a full welded chrome tip thing that has a nice embossed logo on it and whatnot, and it's much nicer to look at. So an upgrade in all senses of the word. And now you can actually hear it. So a tip to get the exhaust hangers out of the rubber hanger things. I was looking at a tool that does this. It wouldn't have arrived in time. They're about 20 bucks on Amazon, or even cheaper, and 30 bucks at the local hardware or the car parts store. So instead of getting one of those, I just used a set of channel lock pliers, and that actually worked really well. I just squirted some WD-40 and let it sit for a little bit, and by the time the exhaust had cooled off and all that, it was pretty easy. It didn't slide right out, but the channel locks, what you do is you just put one side of the pliers on the rubber block, and then the other one on the tip of the hanger, the metal part, and then you just squeeze, and then it just pops. There's like that little like lip on the metal part of the hanger, and it's just challenging to get that thing into and out of the hole. So that it helps with that, and then you just have to twist it off. But yeah, it was pretty simple. I did it in an hour, which is kind of surprising to me. I thought it would take longer, since usually you have to like struggle with those hangers for God knows how long. But yeah, it was totally fine. Just slid under there, unbolted some stuff, took it off the hangers, and then finagled it out from the axle, and then put the new one in. Putting the TRD exhaust in was much easier, since it's way lighter. I just kind of, you know, shimmied under there with the exhaust on top of me, and then I just pushed it through and bolted it up. Super easy. My exhaust flange was in good condition. It was perfectly fine, no rust. It still had some grease on it, actually. So, you know, I just put a little anti-seize on there and then bolted it in. And so far, so good. In terms of power, you know, I don't really put much stock into any claims that exhaust manufacturers make, as you know, as far as power goes. But you know, supposedly it does flow better. The outside diameter on the pipe is not. It's not like a 3-inch cat back or anything like that. So I really doubt that it flows much better. It is louder, so theoretically it has to flow at least a little bit better. But you know, it's fine. I don't really care if it makes power or not. I mean, I have the stock pulley on my supercharger and the stock intake anyway, so if it makes a little bit more power, then great, but I'm not too worried about that. The supercharger adds way more power than any other, you know, little bolt-ons airflow bolt-ons will provide, so no big deal there. So yeah, I'll try to get some exhaust sounds going when it's safe. So yeah, like I'm in neutral. If you rev it, it just barely makes any noise, which is great. so it's a little bit louder than stock, and you know, it has that deeper tone, which is great. As far as getting these things, I wanted one for quite a while, like years. Ever since I got the truck, I wanted one, but just never got around to it. I figured, you know, I would do some other actual performance mods, like supercharger and big brakes and all that stuff before I get a new exhaust. But the time has come, or had come, and I just decided to get one. I've seen some people on Tacoma World say that they're kind of hard to locate, but we are in, right now, I think we're close to Culver City. I got mine at Culver City Toyota. I just went to their website, and they had one on sale for $400, and it was like a 10-minute drive. So I just bought it and then went and picked it up and installed it in one day. So, you know, I think the Toyota distribution center for the Western United States is also in LA. So, I mean, it got to the dealership in like 48 hours. So, you know, it was very quick. And for those of you who don't know, the Toyota parts website is like, all the dealers hook into it. So you can actually go to the Toyota parts site and choose the dealer that you know, you want to shop at, and it just like gives you the actual stuff that they're willing to order and sell. You know, it shows if it has it in stock or whatever. So yeah, that's what I did. I think the new TRD, or the TRD exhaust for the newer trucks is, I mean, it's pretty expensive. It's like $700 or something. I don't know if I would spend $700 for TRD. Maybe just go aftermarket at that point, but yeah, I got mine for $400, so no complaints. Yeah, this is Culver City, so dealership was right around here, actually, somewhere. This guy. Well, he was using his turn signal. Oh, there we go. Wow. BMW using a turn signal. Unfortunately, still doesn't know how to drive. Fucking go, dude. Jesus. Dealership right there, Toyota on the right. Yeah, I was just here 2 days ago. Oh yeah, there's the writers' strike. I don't know if you can see that, but all of the Hollywood people are on strike. Writers Guild of America. Turn here. Yep, see that picket line? That means your favorite TV shows are going to be paused on production for a while. Yeah, one problem with the stock exhaust is it rusts out really easily. Obviously I live in California, and even my unit was when I removed it, there was a huge rust spot on the bottom side of the muffler can. So I don't know how long that's supposed to last, but you know, a lot of videos on YouTube show people with holes in their exhaust, and they're just replacing the OEM one with a new one. And it's, you know, it's a pretty weak part, I think. I mean, there's a bunch of weaknesses in Tacomas, quite honestly. That's why there's so many aftermarket parts, because every time you're, you know, whatever stock part on your truck wears out, it's better just to replace it with something aftermarket. I learned that they sell almost 250,000 Tacomas every year, which is absolutely nuts. I mean, from what I can tell, they're mainly still on the road. I mean, they're just everywhere. Even in a place like LA, you know, it's a great truck for LA because it's not too big. The first gen, I mean, I see a bunch of first gens running around as well. Some people take really good care of them. First gens are even smaller, and you can really just maneuver anywhere that a car would. You can maneuver a first gen anywhere a car would. 2G, like, I have the access cab long bed, so it's slightly bigger than a car, but I mean, it's fine. I don't have any problem with parking or anything. If I had a double cab long bed, that might be a different story, but yeah, like full-size trucks are not, I mean, they're not rare. Plenty of people drive them, especially for work, but there are way more Tacomas walking around. Oh, here's a nice Tundra, speaking of which. TRD off-road. It's a nice trim. And there's a Tacoma right in front of it. Oh, what is that? That might be a Ford, actually. It's a Gardner truck. It's a Chevy. Well, anyways, yeah, those are my thoughts on the TRD exhaust. I would recommend that you get one if you can find a good deal and can get it installed without paying some rip-off price. Okay, thanks. See you, bye.